documentary team from New Zealand are in the Lone Star state of Texas. He comes to the heartland of the USA with an open mind, but a limited budget. And Lee wants to meet the people that live here. He wants to work with them, play with them, eat with them.
And if we have time, sleep with them. This is Lee Hart's Heartland USA. What, you right, mate? I think we can do better than that.
Just moments after the title sequence, drama. But there's no time to waste. They have a documentary to make.
Just a bit of background on this project. Apparently Michael Palin was actually supposed to be doing this show, but he was kind of double booked. So I think his agent just went online and looked up documentary filmmakers, people that could handle this kind of job, and my name came up. They looked at some of my work, and yeah, the rest, as they say, is kind of history. Lost now.
Lee is lost, but he needs to keep the show on track. He decides to ditch the car for a while and get on the tracks, railway tracks. Lee and Tom have first-class tickets on the historic rail journey from Grapevine to Fort Worth.
Well, today is an exciting day. We're taking this classic train from Grapevine to the stockyards in Fort Worth, Texas. It's one of the best journeys in the world, perhaps rivaled only by the Orient Express in the Siberian Railway. We're going to get on there now and check it out.
But then, drama. Lee has missed the train.
Probably another one coming along shortly, but it's a good point, though. I actually always wondered how Michael Palin meant to do his train stuff, where he seemed to be on the train talking about it and also getting a wine. Maybe he had two cameramen, I don't know.
You know, we were supposed to be on it. We were just filming a thing in front of it, but we're supposed to be on
We're just trying to get the wide shot of the train leaving, and it left without us. We were supposed
trying
to
get
on
the
it, but we
wide.
did that. It's a good example. I probably should have done that line on the train about, you know, how great the journey is, and we could have got that shot any time, but we'll make it work.
3 days later, with new tickets, the team is finally on the train, and they're excited.
Well, this is pretty exciting, isn't it? I tell you what, I've always had a fascination with trains, and I actually wanted to do a TV series a few years back about the classic steam train era, which is my first love. It was going to be called Let's Get Steamed with Lee Hart, and they never picked it up, the broadcaster, so I put another proposal in a few years later, something a bit more broader, called On the Rails with Lee Hart. Again, they didn't pick it up, but I tell you what, great to be doing this journey now, one of the truly great journeys of the world, as I mentioned, rivaling the Orient Express, the Great Siberian Railway, this 25-minute journey from Grapevine to the stockyards in Fort Worth. It's, look at that.
Lee secures an interview with legendary conductor Ken Kennedy.
Ken, let's talk about the history of this line. When did it first begin?
Started in 1888. It was the St. Louis and Southwestern line. Earned the nickname Cotton Belt.
Ken, I might just interrupt you. I might just move around that way a little bit more into it, if you know what I mean. Thanks, man. No, use me. Sorry about that, Ken. It's always tricky filming on trains, mate. Ken, let's talk about the history of this line. When did it really first begin?
It's the old Cotton Belt route, which is St. Louis and Southwestern. They first came to this area in 1888. Earned the nickname Cotton Belt because of the large amounts of cotton grown here in Texas.
I think what Ken's trying to say there is back in 1888, the line started, they called it the Cotton Belt line, mainly because the amount of cotton that was coming from Texas here through to the stockyards there. So back in the day, this all would have been sort of farmland and that around here? Is that
yes, all farmland, ranches, cattle pens. Everybody brought everything into Fort Worth and it was sold and shipped back out across the country.
I might just interrupt you there, Ken, if I could just quantify that for the viewers. I think what Ken was trying to say then was back in the day, this would have been farmland and cattling. Everything would have gone to Fort Worth. That was where stuff got sold. Ken, what sort of engines are we running on this baby now?
We've got diesel engines, so we've got a GP7 from 1953 and we've got a FL9 from 1960.
Ken might be getting ahead of yourself. I think what Ken was trying to say there, we've got two diesels on this engine. One is a 1953 model, the other a 1960 model, which is coming out the back, I believe, shunting this baby along here. Thanks, Ken. You've been watching Getting on the Rails with Lee Hart.
On time, but technically 3 days late, the team arrive in Fort Worth, home of the historic stockyards. here that Lee wants to further his knowledge of Texas cowboy culture and come face to face with the legendary Longhorn cattle.
If you ever come to Fort Worth, Texas, you just got to come to the stockyards and watch the big cattle drive. This is Cowboy Town.
What do you think, boys and girls? How was that?
In addition to taking in the history, Lee wants to meet the locals, but also needs to seek part-time work on a cattle ranch. He meets a guy in a bar called Tony, who may have some job leads.
Fort Worth is Cowboy Town, Rodeo Town.
It is a rodeo town. It's a place for one person to meet another. It's a place to make new friends.
Yeah.
Probably more so than anywhere else. If you can't make a friend in Fort Worth, then you probably don't belong here anyway.
So, Tony, what is Texas all about for you, though?
We're cowboys. We believe in rodeos. We believe in NASCAR. We believe in sports. We believe in humanity. And we believe in friendship. That's what separates Texas from every other state, because you're from New Zealand, and I'm sitting here welcoming you here because it's the right thing to do.
Yep.
We're going to welcome you here. That's what's good about our state.
After the break, the team starts work on a Texas ranch.
Oh, g'day. I'm just editing next week's episode of Heartland, and I need some supplies. And luckily for me, Night and Day have got what I want when I need it.
Are you going to pay for this, sir?
Oh, sorry, I thought that would be part of the whole ad thing.
Oh, no, sorry, sir. This altogether is $63.80.
Night and day. They're open at night and during the day. The Heartland team are in Fort Worth, Texas, Cowboy Town. But as Lee's new friend Tony explains, it's also Outlaw Town.
We have a motel just right outside here. We're Bonnie and Clyde. Rented 2 rooms out, one side of the street, the other side of the street. They were looking out to keep from getting caught.
How do people think of Bonnie and Clyde in Texas? Everyone sort of seems to claim them. I mean, they were murderers, man, weren't they?
People down here, whether you believe it right or wrong, outlaws have always been a tradition of Texas.
Curious, Lee digs deeper.
Pretty powerful. If you're ever in the town of Hamilton, Texas, a must-see is the Billy the Kid Memorial Museum. It's not here anymore. It's moved, it's shut down. It wasn't that popular, actually, but it would have been right here, right behind me. You can almost still feel it. It's quite powerful. I could take you in there and show you artifacts, etc., but as I say, it's not here anymore. Yeah, timing's kind of everything in TV, really. We've kind of missed it by about 15 years, but don't know why they kept the sign up. Certainly confusing, especially for documentary filmmakers, but we'll keep moving. Plenty of other stuff to see on the way.
Undeterred and back in the Cadillac, Lee and Tom's quest for truth continues.
Well, this is exciting. We finally tracked down the actual location of the Billy the Kid Museum. I'd love to take you in there, but it's closed at the moment. Shut at 4 o'clock, and we're a little beyond that with our road trip. We were a couple of hours behind on that, but some really good, interesting stuff in there, artifacts and that kind of stuff. But we won't be seeing it, not on the show at the moment. But, excuse me, sir, has the Billy the Kid Museum been here for long?
As long as I remember.
You're from this town?
No.
You're not? Okay.
No, I live about 20 miles away, but yeah, I think it's been here a long time.
Is it good?
Never been in there.
Okay.
The documentary team is firing blanks, so it's time to ditch the travel show for a while. To pay the bills, they get some low-paying work on a cattle ranch. Lee's friend Tony has hooked him up with a rancher called JD at the Broken Bow Ranch. They'll need to work hard in the Texas heat. And it's a good thing Lee's resume mentions cattle mustering, branding, and F-16 fighter training, among other things.
You know, here at JD's Ranch, we get around a little bit, and as I say, it's hot, but you got to be prepared as well. A lot of ranchers take guns and stuff out. We go out with the old traditional bow. As I say, it's the Apache and Comanche way, but the bow got a bit of power. They'll take a coyote out if you're close enough. Not so good for your snakes, of course, but not bad for fishing.
Lee and Tom do a simple demonstration with the bow that highlights the trust that's building between them and hopefully the viewers.
It's about trust more than anything. And if we can show you that we trust each other, you'll trust us making the show. So,
Okay, just relax, mate. It's all good.
We're good.
Nice and still, buddy. well, there you go. That was quite close, really. As I say, it's been quite a while since I've done this, but, you know, practice makes perfect.
The typical day at the Broken Bow Ranch involves chasing stray longhorns and bringing them back to the yards. Lee's experience with miniature horses will come in handy.
Well, this is kind of a daily thing. We've been working here at JD's. We take the horses out, do a bit of a muster of the longhorns. Come in. It's good to get the horses out there too, you know, especially as the sun's going down a bit. It's not as hot as early in the day, but, you know, we may see a few stray calves there we may have to bring in or something, but every day is different here on the ranch, that's for sure.
You want to tell them about longhorns?
Yeah, I was just saying we do a bit of muster with the longhorns, but we'll go out and see if there's a few stray calves, maybe rope them in. And we are a team here. I mean, we certainly feel like a team. It's been, what, 45 minutes? We've been with these guys.
Yeah.
And your bond with your horse is probably the most important bond you can have when you're a muster on a horse. If you don't have control of your horse, if your horse doesn't respect you, it's not going to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
I sense ya.
The muster gets underway. With the ranchers working as a team in the Texas heat, Lee single-handedly pulls in 3 stray calves.
Yeah, a bit of a stray calf. I might go for it.
But the cameraman misses the action, as it all happens so damn fast. The cowboys all have an important job to do. Today, Lee's on ropes. Now there's a chance to talk about these amazing longhorns.
Ooh, hot out here, isn't it?
Hot as hell.
As you can see clearly here, Tom, the longhorns, really it's a display of masculinity, really. Not a lot of use for the longhorns. Maybe a little bit of rough and tumble there with some of the males during mating season, but really, the longer the horns, it's a display to the females that it's a powerful specimen and well worth breeding with. And luckily, that doesn't really transcend into the, you know, the human species, that kind of thing. It's more how you use it, I think, than the size of it.
Who told you that?
I'm just saying, you don't need a big if you know what you're doing with it. You know what I'm saying?
After a long day in the saddle, the boys relax with a cold beer, and it's a chance to get to know JD a little better.
Tell you what, JD.
Cheers.
Always tastes better when you earned it, eh? Always tastes better when you earned it.
Absolutely.
It's a hot day out there. You can't help but notice this beautiful chair you're in there, JD. Is this old?
Oh, it's been in the family for 100 years, couple hundred years maybe.
Wow.
Great-great-great-great-grandmother built this chair.
Yeah.
Great-grandfather passed away in this chair drinking a beer on a hot day. And then 2 years later, my granddaddy died in this chair drinking a beer on a hot day. And then a couple years later, my dad died in this chair.
So why are you still sitting in it?
Oh, this thing's comfortable, man. Feels good.
After the break, more action from Texas. And now from the people that brought you Snaggy-Jangy chips comes Snaggy-Jangy sausages. Have you tried the big mince and cheese? In supermarkets now. Tell them I sent you.
After a rough night's sleep, Tom and Lee are back at work on a Texas ranch. They work hard.
Hey, mate.
And later that day, get time for some fishing. As a host of the fishing show Screaming Reels, Lee wants to demonstrate some Native American techniques.
Well, here on JD's ranch, at one of his fishing holes, he's talked about, we were going to bring the rods, but I wanted to demonstrate a bit of a thing for Tom's sake, and, you know, you can fish in other ways. The Comanche way with the old bow, especially if they're close into the shore there, you just got to be quiet. It's a waiting game, really. Who knows what to get here, maybe a catfish, a crawdaddy or something like that, but we'll give it a go and maybe bring something back for the barbie for JD.
You down to get it both? You get it both? Yeah, a minute.
Bingo! Lee strikes it lucky with his first shot.
Good.
That's the one, that's a keeper,
What do you reckon we got here?
That could be a baby catfish, or maybe a swamp rat. But we'll put that straight in the smoker. Beautiful. Maybe 4 or 5 hours there, a bit of brown sugar.
The boys see what other lake fauna they can target.
Wow! Look at that beautiful crawfish. Straight in the smoker as well, bit of butter. Oh, unbelievable. I have some good luck here. Look at that. You can tell the age of it from the use by date on the pack. Yeah, the hardest thing about fishing with a bow, of course, is the refraction in the water you got to take into account. The fish is literally in a different position than you're seeing it. So you got to compensate for that. It's about 30–40%. Once you get your eye in, though, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. There's a few of them. Well, this is the first. These are Texas swamp cocktail shrimps. Beautiful. You notice I managed to get 6 at a time there. That's because they hunt in packs. But look at that, beautiful. Great in a cocktail or a seafood chowder or something.
Yeah, tikka masala, you put those in.
And the beauty is, with the arrow here, that's aluminium. So we can stick that on the barbie straight like a skewer and just use it, rotate them. Same with the other fish as well. So we'll put everything on that, straight on the barbie or the smoker.
Ooh, look at that. Tell you what, hope they don't have any quotas here.
Yeah, say that again, eh?
With the fish in the smoker, the boys head back into the Fort Worth stockyards to catch up with their mate, Tony, and maybe check out a bit of rodeo action.
So we haven't mentioned Trump at all in this whole series. I didn't want to go there, but he'll be big in Texas other than, say, maybe Austin or something, right? Would that be right?
When it comes to Trump, the news channels really should be paying Trump a lot of money because that's all people are talking about.
Really?
Is he the only one that we should be focused on?
No,
We need to look within ourselves. Are you a Christian man?
Does Jesus shit in the woods? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And America has become about money. We've taken the Lord out of our schools. Merry Christmas has come to Happy Holidays. Enough with that crap. When it comes to politics, why can't we just pop a cup, have a beer, and enjoy ourselves? You know, a woman today in Texas is such a hard worker.
A lot of women don't even put petrol in the car back home.
A Texas woman today will whoop a man's ass if she wants to. In order for a family to survive, it takes a good woman to make a hell of a man. And that's what separates Texas from all the other states. And all I can tell you is, you have a good time, and it's cherry on the top.
Yeah, 30 minutes and that's a little bit better, Tony, but don't you go worry about that, buddy. We'll cut it down our hands. We got all the gear for that kind of stuff. Cut it right down, but that's good. Yes, it's in Texas, buddy. The Lone Star
And thank y'all for being here because we appreciate what you're trying to do.
Well, I tell you what, I've been dying to say all my life, this is not my first rodeo, but it actually is. Let's head on in.
The boys get their first taste of rodeo action. Lee explains what he has learned on the internet, but knows he must get closer and give the viewers a behind-the-scenes view.
Well, here we are backstage at the rodeo. As I said before many times, this is my first rodeo. Not many people come back here. The competitors will be going right through this gate here out into that arena that you saw earlier, but this is where we have the horses and the competitors, whether it's dual rope, single rope, bucking bronco, or the bulls. It's very exciting. How long have you been doing rodeo for?
I've been doing it my whole life.
Wow.
But I've been doing the stockyard rodeo since I was 11 years old.
Is the stockyard rodeo like the biggest in Texas?
One of them, yes, because we actually rodeo every single weekend out of the year.
Wow, yeah.
And it's the only one that does that.
Eight times world champion speed roper. This is exciting stuff here, Speed.
Well, Northside, I actually come here with my son. He's only 15 years old and he's got into roping very serious, and it's something he truly enjoys getting to do.
All these guys that are competing tonight, are they all off ranches and stuff, or do some of them just compete purely as horse riders?
You've got your weekend warriors come here, you've got your college kids that come here, and you got a lot of the professionals that come here getting ready for the NFR rodeo.
Yeah. We were most impressed actually by you guys who control the bull or the horse or the calf. You seem to know where it's going to go next.
That's right.
You turn a horse real fast.
Yes, sir.
And that's hard to do.
Yeah, so we're reading what we call a lead change. So it's the direction of their feet, and we can tell if they're going left or right, or if they're about to change leads and go the opposite way.
Yeah.
So we're actually throwing a rope where they're going and not where they're at.
It's like a number 7 in rugby. You got to be where the ball's going to be, not
right.
where. That's exactly right. And 3, 2, 1. Ainsley, great performance out there tonight in the breakaway. You must enjoy it.
Yes, I do. I love it. It's my passion. My mom rode before I was born. That's why I've been riding my whole life.
Injuries must be a big part of it. Have you had any sort of serious injuries here?
Yes, I've had concussions. I've had broken bones. Just this last week in practice, I chipped a bone in my hand. It's reoccurring.
It's pretty common for us to break fingers, you know, or this finger's been broke 4 times.
Wow.
Sprained my wrist last weekend. It's still kind of sore, but that's just part of it.
I did a bit of Shetland kind of mustering, I suppose, back in New Zealand. You know, the Shetlands are smaller.
Right.
But in many ways, they're harder because they've got smaller legs.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to get the... But it's not as dangerous, I suppose. You know?
Right.
They call it the toughest 8 seconds in sport. That's true, right?
I would have to agree with that.
I did a bit of rodeo myself a long time ago now, but it was small time stuff. So more your Shetlands, your smaller horses, you know what I mean? But you know, a lot of them were on like narcotics or speed, so they were fast. So it was more about a short, fast game, but speed. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
There you go. Speed and green light heading out there to compete. It's exciting.
Lee puts his body on the line with a live roping demonstration. After just 45 minutes, Lee feels that he has become part of the Texas rodeo community.
That was good.
It's been a long day, so it's time to relax and eat smoked fish back at JD's Ranch. Next week, the guys are in Memphis in search of more rock and roll, and Lee gets exclusive access to Elvis's home.
Be nice to have maybe a couple of ranch liners over here, open right up. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. That's pretty much the end of this episode. It's been a goodie. Look forward to catching up with you next week. Until then, you'll come back now you're here.
So are we getting paid for this work on the ranch, Jeff, or?